This video is going to go through page 19, question 2, sheet number 3, and it's geological geometry. So, as always, reading the question first. The map shows ground contours at 5 metre vertical intervals. A and B are 2 points in the centre of the road. We're told A is at 70, so you can write at 70 there. And the road rises at a rate of 1 and 10. So for every 10 you walk, it'll rise 1. So if we walk 100, it will rise 10. Using side slopes, 1:2 for cuttings and 1:1.5 for embankments. And remember, if you see embankments, it always means fill. Right, so this is the first time that we're seeing cuttings and embankments into one question. But there's nothing new, it's just using the same process we've learned over the last few classes to complete the whole drawing. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to work out our cut ratios. Let's make sure you can see this. Yeah, alright, so we have it's 1:2 for cuttings. So for every 1 you go up, you go out 2. And write this, you can do this on your side of your page. That's cut. 1:1.5. That's your fill. Alright, so you'll need those just in a second. Now we're going to find the point of the road to work off of. So the road rises at a rate of 1 and 10. So if we walk, we want to get to 100 maybe. Or sorry, we want to increase the road by 10. So we're going to come over 100. So from A, measure over 100. We'll call that X. Because that's come over 100, it means it rises 10. So that is at 80. So X is at 80. Now we're going to work out, we can do either the cut or the fill first, it doesn't really matter. But it's important to remember this, if it's a cut, cone is on the low end. If it's fill, cone is on the high end. And that's the high end of the road. So the cut cone will be on the lower end of the road. The fill cone will be on the higher end of the road. That's really important to remember. So I'm going to do the cut first. Cut cone, we know the distance is 10. So the cut ratio is 1:2. So multiply by 2, the cut radius will be 20. So bring your lines out. Take a radius of 20. This all should be lightly. I'm drawing heavy so you can see. We can extend X out. Draw your best fit tangent. That is at 80. Both of them are at 80. So now we have to work out. So we have that's at 80, and we have to work out what distances to step out. So the intervals are at 5. We're doing the cut as 1:2. So we step out every 10. So I'll do the upper end of the road first. And it goes as far as 95. So that'll be 80, 85, 90, 95. That should be good enough. Draw your lines in parallel. Just going to layer them over here. So that's 80, 85, 90, 95. So now we're going to go and draw in our points. I'm going to do this in a different color. So 80 contour. 80 contour is there. 80 is there. 85 there. 85 is also there. 90. 90. 95. 95. We'll lightly join the dots for a moment. Now we're going to do one below the line as well, just to get it back into the edge of the road. So that's 80, we want to go one below the line. Measure back in 10. Draw a line parallel. So then that's 80. That'll be my 75. Follow your 75 contour down. And it'll be there. Bring that in. Now we're going to do the lower end of the road. So the very same process for the moment. I'll have it in a few minutes. So that's 80, 85, 90, 95. Do a different color. So hopefully it doesn't get too confusing for you. So that's 80. The tangent's at 80 because it goes back to there. So that's my 80 point. This one here. That's 85. That's 90. That's 95. So I'll do these in red. Look at our contours. The 80 contour comes down and it joins there. Then we have 85 coming across, 85 coming down. That's also 85, you can follow it around. Then we have 90 there. 90 is there. And we don't have any 95, just come down far enough. 80 is here, 80 is there as well. going to go back in 1 again to do 75. Back in 10. Follow 75 down, so there. And come in just inside the road. Draw it lightly. And that is the lower end of the road. We'll have this in a second. Comes across. Okay, so I'm going to go heavy in what we have for the moment. Just keep it nice and clear. So you can do this through Hayes pencil. I'm just going to do the pen. And again, you only heavy what's from the road out. So these little small freehand curves here are not heavy because it's inside the roadway. Try it in one continuous line. That is our cut. Now we're basically doing the same thing, right? But we're doing fill. So it's like a completely separate question. So you can kind of forget everything else you've done. It will get a little bit confusing with lines. Just keep them kind of labelled and keep it as neatly as possible. Now we're going to do fill. So the fill ratio, so forget about the cut for a moment. The fill ratio is 1:1.5. The altitude is still 10, but we multiply it by 1.5 this time. So the radius then will be 15. Take your radius 15, go to your X, draw your fill cone. Again, keep it lightly as possible. Join back to here, your best fit tangent. I might do this in a different colour. I'm going to draw all these lines in blue so you can kind of clearly identify it. If you want to do it in a different colour until you get used to it, but in your exam, in your proper drawings, it needs to be a pencil. So that is my 70, they're both at 70. So now we need to work out the distances. So we stepped off 10 the last time because they were at 5 intervals and it was ratios 1:2. This time it's at ratio of 1:1.5. So if it's a 5 interval, it's every 7.5. So I'm going to step out every 7.5 for our fill. That's at 70. That's going back in as far as 55. So step out 7.5 for the mark. So 70, 65, 60, and 55. And make sure your distances are 7.5 for this. So I'll label these now off the page. That is 70. That'll be my 70. That'll be 65. That'll be 60. That'll be 55. So now we go and mark off our points. So 70 crosses there. 65, 60, 55, and we'll have to do 75. Step in 7.5. So 75 puts there. And because it's not at the edge of the road, we'll need to do 80. So this is my 80 contour. So I'm just going to draw lightly kind of a line across. And that will be at 80. Draw a freehand.